Listen, this every day will change your life. When you wake up every morning, your mind is open. It's like fresh soil, ready to receive the seeds that you plant. Most people wake up and immediately feed their mind with noise, with negativity, with distraction. But I'm telling you right now, if you choose to feed your mind with words of strength, with words of focus, with words of belief, you will transform your life every single day. Think about it. What you listen to shapes what you think. What you think shapes how you feel, and how you feel shapes what you do. Your entire life is a reflection of the thoughts you allow to live in your head. So if you start your day listening to voices that inspire, messages that push you, truths that remind you of your potential, you are programming your mind for victory. Your brain is a machine. It works on repetition. The more you hear something, the more you start to believe it. And when you believe it, you live it. So if you wake up every morning and hear words of power, words that remind you to focus, words that tell you to rise above fear, words that remind you that your life has purpose, your actions will begin to line up with those words. Slowly, the things you once thought were impossible will become your reality. The problem is, most people underestimate consistency. They think one day will change everything, but it's not one day, it's every day. It's the discipline to show up and hear the truth again and again until it's no longer just sound, it's your lifestyle. Just like water wears down stone drop by drop, the words you listen to carve out the person you are becoming. So when I say, listen, this every day will change your life, I'm not giving you motivation. I'm giving you the blueprint, because life doesn't change by accident. It changes when you deliberately choose what you feed your mind every morning, every evening, every single day. Fill your ears with strength, not weakness. Fill your mind with focus, not distraction. Fill your heart with courage, not fear. Do this every day and watch how your life shifts. Watch how your confidence grows. Watch how doors open that were once locked. Don't wait for the perfect time. Don't wait until you feel ready. The truth is, you become ready by repetition. You become strong by training your mind daily. And it starts with what you hear. What you listen to every single day is not just sound, it's fuel. It's the very substance that builds your mindset, your character, your actions, and eventually your destiny. Most people don't realize how powerful the ear is. What enters your ears does not stay on the surface. It goes straight into your mind, and then it begins to live in your heart. Over time, it becomes the foundation for how you see yourself, how you see the world, and what you believe you are capable of. That is why I'm telling you, be intentional about what you listen to, because it is shaping your entire life in ways you cannot always see right away. Think about this. If every morning you wake up and the first thing you hear is negativity, complaints, gossip, or doubt, then that is the seed planted in your mind. And just like a seed, it doesn't disappear. It grows. Those words of fear, those voices of limitation, they take root in your thoughts, and soon you start to live them out. You walk around with hesitation. You carry invisible weights of worry. You limit yourself not because you are incapable, but because you've allowed the wrong voices to program your mind. On the other hand, imagine waking up and feeding your ears with strength, with encouragement, with truth that reminds you that you are powerful, you are capable, you are built for more. Imagine listening every day to words that lift you, push you, and force you to see beyond your excuses. Slowly but surely, that becomes the seed planted in your heart. And with time, it grows into confidence, focus, and unstoppable energy. That's the power of what you listen to daily. It shapes everything. Your entire life is a reflection of your internal programming. And your programming comes from repetition. The things you repeatedly hear are the things you begin to believe. This is why people who grow up hearing you'll never make it often struggle with self-doubt, while people who grow up hearing you can do anything often walk with boldness. It's not luck, it's programming. But here's the truth. You are not stuck with the program you were given. You can rewrite it. And the way to rewrite it is by deliberately choosing what you listen to every single day. Let me put it this way. Your mind is like a garden. If you don't take control, weeds will grow automatically. Negativity, fear, self-doubt, these are the weeds. They don't need permission. They just show up. But if you want flowers, if you want fruit, if you want strength and clarity, you've got to plant them on purpose. And planting them means listening to the right words again and again until your garden is filled with life. And here's the beautiful part. It doesn't take years to start seeing the difference. The moment you change what you listen to, you'll notice your energy shift, your focus sharpens, your confidence rises, your actions start to line up with new beliefs, and those actions begin to create a new reality. One choice repeated daily has the power to transform everything about your future. So when I say what you listen to daily shapes your entire life, I'm not exaggerating. I'm telling you the truth. The songs you play, the voices you entertain, the messages you allow into your ears, they are either building you up or breaking you down. There is no neutral. You are either being fueled or you are being drained. Choose wisely. Decide today that your ears are not garbage cans for negativity. Protect them. Feed them with words of strength, vision, and focus. Listen every day to truth, to encouragement, to messages that remind you of your purpose. Because if you do, your life will reflect it. And if you don't, your life will reflect that too. Repetition is the mother of belief, and belief is the foundation of your reality. What does that mean? It means the things you do, the way you act, the choices you make, and the life you live are all born out of what you believe about yourself and the world around you. But here's the truth. Belief doesn't just show up out of nowhere. It doesn't fall out of the sky. Belief is built, and the way you build it is through repetition. Your brain works like a muscle. If you want that muscle to grow stronger, you have to train it over and over again. The same way you lift weights in the gym is the same way you lift thoughts in your mind. You don't become strong after one workout. You don't become confident after hearing one good word. You don't build focus after listening to one speech. No, it happens through repetition, daily, consistent, intentional repetition. Think about how children learn their first words. They don't hear a word one time and master it. They hear it hundreds of times, over and over until it becomes natural. That's how belief is built. The more you hear something, the more familiar it becomes. And the more familiar it becomes, the more your mind accepts it as truth. Now here's the problem. Most people are repeating the wrong things. They keep replaying fear. They keep replaying doubt. They keep replaying, I'm not good enough, or it will never work. And because they repeat it daily through their thoughts, their words, their conversations, it becomes their belief. And once it becomes belief, it shapes their reality. They stop trying. They play it safe. They live small, not because life demanded it, but because their repetition programmed them to believe it. But here's the good news. You can reverse it. You can choose new repetitions. Instead of repeating weakness, you can repeat strength. Instead of repeating fear, you can repeat courage. Instead of replaying I can't, you can start replaying I can. At first, it might feel strange. It might feel like you're lying to yourself, but that's only because your old program has been running so long. Keep repeating the new truth, and your brain will adjust. Soon, that repetition will become belief. And belief is powerful. Belief is what separates people who quit from people who win. Belief is what makes one person stop at the first obstacle while another person pushes through 10. Belief is the difference between living in excuses and living in purpose. That's why repetition is so important, because belief is not built in a moment. It's built in the grind of hearing it, saying it, and living it day after day. Ask yourself this: what are you repeating daily? What words echo in your mind when you wake up? What thoughts follow you when you go to bed? Because whether you realize it or not, those repetitions are building your belief system, and that belief system is building your reality. So if you don't like the life you're living, you have to change the story you're repeating. You have to shift the soundtrack in your mind. You have to deliberately feed your brain with the words and messages that match the life you want. And you have to do it daily, because one time is not enough. You can't just drink water once and stay hydrated forever. You can't breathe once and never need air again. Life doesn't work that way. You need it every day, and your belief needs repetition. The same way, when you commit to this, when you decide that every day you will listen, repeat, and feed your mind truth, you will notice the shift. First in your thoughts, then in your emotions, then in your actions, and finally in your reality. Repetition builds belief. Belief builds reality. If you want a better reality, start building better belief. And if you want better belief, start repeating the right words, the right thoughts, the right truths every single day. That's the formula. That's the blueprint. And if you follow it, your life will change without question. Change is not an event. Change is a process. Too many people are waiting for one big moment to turn their entire life around. They think one speech, one book, one idea, one prayer will flip a switch and everything will be different. But that's not how transformation works. True change is not built in one day, it's built every day. Think about the strongest tree in the forest. That tree didn't grow overnight. It wasn't a seed yesterday and a giant today. No, it grew little by little, day after day, season after season. Sun, rain, storms, all of it played a role. And just like that tree, your life is shaped by what you do consistently, not what you do occasionally. The mistake most people make is they underestimate consistency. They want instant results. They want the breakthrough without the daily discipline. They want success without the grind. But here's the truth. You will never have lasting change without daily practice. One healthy meal won't transform your body. One workout won't make you strong. 1 hour of focus won't build your dream. It takes repetition. It takes showing up every single day, even when it's not easy, even when you don't feel like it. Change is built in the small choices you make over time. Every day you choose to feed your mind with strength instead of weakness, you are changing. Every day you choose to stay focused instead of distracted, you are changing. Every day you choose discipline over excuses. You are changing, and those little changes stacked one on top of another create massive transformation. The problem is most people give up too soon. They stop, they get excited, they see a little progress, and then when the results aren't immediate, they quit. They say it's not working. But the truth is, it was working. They just didn't stay long enough to see the harvest. You can't plant a seed today and expect fruit tomorrow. You have to water. You have to protect it. You have to give it time. And if you stay consistent, the harvest will come. So when I say change doesn't happen in one day, what I really mean is this. Stop looking for the magic moment. Stop waiting for some perfect day where everything lines up. Your power is not in one day. It's in every day. The life you dream of is hidden in your daily routine, in your daily habits, in your daily choices. Ask yourself this, what am I doing today that my future self will thank me for? Because every day is either building you or breaking you. Every day you're either moving closer to your vision or further away from it. Change isn't some distant event you hope for. It's happening right now in the small steps you take. And here's the beautiful part. When you commit to the process, when you stay consistent, change sneaks up on you. One day you'll look back and realize you're stronger, wiser, more focused, more disciplined than you ever thought you could be. And it wasn't because of one dramatic moment. It was because of the little choices you made every single day. So stop chasing the quick fix. Stop waiting for the miracle day. Decide today that you will show up daily. Decide that you will keep pushing, keep listening, keep growing, keep planting seeds. Because the compound effect of small, consistent effort will transform your entire life. Remember this, change doesn't happen in one day, it happens every day. And the people who understand that are the ones who don't just dream about a better life, they live it. Your mind is like your body, it runs on what you feed it. Just like food shapes your health, your energy, and your strength, the content you allow into your mind shapes your focus, your confidence, and your entire future. And here's the truth most people don't want to admit. You have complete control over your mental diet. You decide what thoughts you consume, what voices you allow in, and what messages you live by. Think about it. If you constantly eat junk food, your body becomes weak, tired, and unhealthy. It doesn't matter if you eat one healthy meal every now and then, the junk will still dominate. The same rule applies to your mind. If you're feeding your brain negativity, gossip, doubt, and fear every day, you can't expect to have a strong mindset. You can't expect to be confident, focused, or driven when you've been filling your mind with garbage. But here's the good news. Just like you can change your physical diet and rebuild your health, you can change your mental diet and rebuild your life. The power is in your choice. Every day you decide what voices you listen to, what music you play, what conversations you entertain, what messages you let sink into your mind. Every one of those choices is either feeding your strength or feeding your weakness. Most people walk around unconscious of this truth. They scroll endlessly through negativity. They watch content that drains their energy. They hang around people who speak limitation, and then they wonder why they feel stuck. They don't realize that their mental diet is destroying them from the inside out. You can't live a strong life with a weak diet. On the flip side, when you start choosing carefully what you feed your mind, everything changes. Imagine starting your day listening to powerful words that remind you of your strength, your vision, your purpose. Imagine surrounding yourself with people who push you higher, conversations that inspire you, and content that challenges you to grow. That's a mental diet that fuels success. That's how you program your mind for focus and confidence. The truth is, you can't always control what happens around you, but you can always control what you let inside you. And that's where your real power is. Just like no one can force feed you food you don't want, no one can force feed you thoughts you don't accept. You have the authority to say no. You have the authority to walk away. You have the authority to protect your mind from anything that doesn't serve your growth.
This isn't about perfection, it's about direction. Every day you make a choice. Am I going to feed my fear, or am I going to feed my faith? Am I going to feed my excuses, or am I going to feed my discipline? Am I going to fill my mind with distractions, or am I going to fill it with focus?
Your answers to those questions create your reality. And here's the part that matters most. Your future is hidden in your daily diet. A body doesn't become healthy in one day. It becomes healthy over weeks and months of consistent nutrition. The same with your mind. One positive word might inspire you, but a lifestyle of positive words will transform you. One day of focus might make you feel good, but a lifestyle of focus will make you unstoppable. So choose wisely. Protect your mind like you protect your body. Be careful about what you watch, what you listen to, and who you allow to speak into your life. Because your mental diet is not just shaping how you think today, it's building the person you will become tomorrow. Never forget this. You are the gatekeeper of your mind. No one else holds that power. Feed it strength. Feed it courage. Feed it vision. Because when your diet is right, your future is unstoppable. Growth doesn't happen by accident. Transformation doesn't come by luck. It comes by what you choose to do every single day. And when you make the decision to feed your mind with the right words, the right truths, the right voices daily, you ignite a process that nothing can stop. Daily listening is not just motivation, it's transformation. Let's be real, life is loud. Everywhere you turn, there are voices trying to pull you down, voices of fear, doubt, negativity, distraction. If you don't deliberately fill your mind with strength every single day, those voices will take over. They'll convince you to quit, to settle, to give up on the dream burning inside you. That's why you need daily listening. It's your armor. It's your fuel. It's the constant reminder that you were made for more, that you can rise higher, that your life has purpose. And here's the key. Once a day isn't enough. Just like you can't eat one meal and expect to be nourished forever, you can't hear one message and expect to stay strong for life. Growth demands consistency. Transformation requires repetition. Daily listening is about building momentum. Every day you listen, you get stronger. Every day you listen, you get more focused. Every day you listen, you take another step toward the person you were created to become. The truth is, the mind is always being shaped. If you don't shape it on purpose, the world will shape it for you. But when you commit to daily listening, when you say, I will fill my mind with power, not weakness, I will feed my faith, not my fear, you take control of your growth. You stop being a victim of circumstance and you start being the designer of your destiny. Transformation doesn't look dramatic at first. It's subtle, it's slow, it's like a seed in the ground. You don't see anything happening for a while, but day after day, with water, with sunlight, with care, that seed breaks through, and suddenly what was invisible becomes undeniable. That's what happens when you listen daily. The words you hear begin to take root inside you. Your thinking shifts, your confidence rises, your vision sharpens, and before you know it, you're walking, speaking, and living like the person you once only dreamed of becoming. And here's the most powerful part. Daily listening compounds. It multiplies. The more you feed your mind, the more it hungers for truth. The more you hear words of focus, the more you reject distraction. The more you hear words of courage, the less fear can control you. One day of listening can inspire you. 10 days can shift your mindset. 100 days can change your habits. But a lifetime of daily listening, that makes you unstoppable. Ask yourself, what will your life look like 6 months from now if you committed to listening to words of strength every single day? What would your confidence look like? Your focus, your relationships, your career? The difference would be massive. Not because one day changed everything, but because every day built something greater. So don't take this lightly. Daily listening is not just a routine, it's a weapon. It's a tool for growth. It's a path to transformation. The more you feed your mind, the more you expand your life, the stronger your input, the stronger your output. And the stronger your output, the greater the life you create. Never forget this. Small steps done daily create big victories. Eventually, daily listening is your small step. And if you stay consistent, it will lead you to unstoppable growth and transformation.